Elon went with the chainsaw and the drama. And I think ultimately it's reflected in these polling numbers. We're seeing this is just not a popular move.
He is not only like very sinister and has no idea of what he's doing, and people are like, oh no, he absolutely knows, because he's the richest man in the world. Like, yes, he knows how to hire smart people, but don't conflate that and believe that he is the genius, because he ain't.
The last thing this guy needs to do right now when he's getting pounded is, what has he lost, $150 billion? Like, it is time to go back to your day job.
It's so fascinating that somebody who is, you can argue, objectively the most successful person on earth.
Yeah.
And you go, I guess they're bored of that? Because now it's just like, I want to be liked. And also be told that I'm funny.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is repellent as a political brand to many people. Just walking in a state he doesn't know, never heard of, and then sort of sucking up all the attention.
I think it would be, I think it would be awesome. You know.
I don't want to just be like, what I have isn't enough. I want people to tell me I'm a genius, tell me I'm cool.
Yeah.
And know that I'm funny and cool. It's such a...
Really, and he has like an 8-year-old sense of humor, which is funny. It's
yeah.
Like his cars fart. Like that's what an 8-year-old would do.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes a thought sound.
Yeah.
My car's flying around Uranus.
The latest breaking balls news. Big Balls, now an advisor. In case you forgot about Big Balls, let us remind you.
That's that 19-year-old Muscade who goes by the online nickname Big Balls, now has a role inside the State Department, a senior advisor within the State Department at 19.
We begin tonight with Musk and Big Balls.
A 19-year-old with the online handle Big Balls.
In the one case of the Big Balls kid,
who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls online.
Take a deep breath for just a moment and ponder Big Balls.
I mean, that would be really fun. You know, hopefully it looks really cool. You know.
Wearing the cheese head. I know it sounds dumb, but it's a great thing to wear a cheese head, and just to pretend that you have interests there and then go on about saving humanity. It's just an ego trip.
But it is a really interesting personality.
Yeah.
And I always am fascinated by someone who has time for bullshit, like the pettiness, where you're like, like if you send enough tweets about Jeff Bezos or something, like he's never going to respond to it. Carlos Slim's never going to be like, oh, you're making fun of me? But it gets on Elon's radar where and like he'll strike back at someone. I'm like, how are you not too busy?
Yeah, that's what I don't understand is he tweets so much. If that was my only job was to tweet, I would be exhausted. Yeah. And then he's got 6 more multi-billion-dollar companies.
Living in such close quarters, Farouk learned a lot about Musk, including what he sees as his defining trait. When Elon gets into something, he develops just this different level of interest in it than other people. Farouk said in Vance's book, "This is what differentiates Elon from the rest of humanity."
No, he has to suck up all the oxygen. There's only one other person that needs more attention, is Donald Trump.
We are going to be able to take astronauts to Mars. In fact, we want to take anyone who goes to Mars and ultimately build a self-sustaining civilization on Mars. That is the long-term goal of the company.
Scale is so different. I mean, what George Soros and J.B. Pritzker did in this race is dwarfed by comparison to what Elon did, not
like
just in
2
his
million
personal
each or something, yeah.
In fact, Elon is a very minor character in the Bible, being one of Israel's leaders during the period of the Judges. You can find him mentioned in Judges chapter 12, verses 11 and 12. Elon, by the way, is a Hebrew name meaning oak tree.
Rich in the traditions of the past, but geared to the tempo of the present,
this industry presents a thrilling chapter in the story of American ingenuity and progress. From these pines comes the raw product called gum, the source of gum rosin and spirits of gum turpentine.
Knock on wood, knock on my wooden head. And I'm confident at this point, knock on wood, knock on my wooden head.
And under the tree stands people who also have a crown on their head. We have a crown, we have limbs. We have a core or a trunk of our body, right? And we bear fruit, which are children.
When packaged and sealed, the product is ready to be used in innumerable ways in the household and elsewhere.
It feels great to come down here and help the less fortunate, huh?
Elon has two full siblings. His younger brother Kimball currently runs a group of restaurants, and his sister Tosca runs the streaming platform Passionflix, which specializes in romance movies.
Tosca was conceived during a prison visit to Charlie Manson, suggesting that Elon's sister was not conceived by Elon Musk, who, by the way, as I was looking into for this video, discovered that he actually had a child with his stepdaughter. So that's the kind of folks we're dealing with.
All of the ways that it could go wrong, if potentially fail. The trunk could fail, separate from dragon. The trunk could fail, separate from dragon.
Almost immediately, the gum begins to run from the face, down the gutters, into the cup.
I was almost beaten to death, if you call that bullied. It was not a happy childhood.
Yes, the living pine of the South is helping our industry, our business, and our homes to meet today's needs and to build for a better tomorrow, a tomorrow of better living.
And apologies for the blurriness of it, but this is the only image that remains from this era. So this goes way back, even to the 1930s, you guys.
And not just be programmed like a robot.
To the University of Pennsylvania, which is where he obtained his bachelor's. Then he moved on to Silicon Valley, and the rest is history.
There's a lot of wood up there.
turpentine and rosin for the manufacture of rubber cement. Axle grease and other lubricants.
There's a lot of wood up there.
Camphor and hundreds of other uses.
And if anything happens to the heat shield, the whole craft is going to disintegrate.
However, he made his initial money by co-founding X.com, which later became known as PayPal.
Yesterday, Elon Musk took his son X to a press conference. I did not name the child. And I don't want to hear any more mess about our names, okay? Okay?
Oh.
Anywho, he took little X.
Funny. A little Instagram.
He doesn't know Instagram. He doesn't know Instagram. He just took little X with him to a press conference in the Oval Office.
And by the way, everything is totally open. So if I did that, it would stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Immediately. Like, it's not going to be subtle.
That is the best counter to misinformation.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, let everybody look at it and say, okay, here's what the actual facts say.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. The counter to misinformation is better information.
And I watch all of this, and I have to ask, why? Why do I see people like I woke up this morning and saw that Teslas were put ablaze in one of your dealerships in Vegas? I've seen this happen all over the country. Bullets are being fired, charging stations are put ablaze, Teslas are being put ablaze. You have experienced assassination, threats of assassination for you and your family. What have you done that warrants this? Because I see nothing that you have done except help our country.
Yeah, I mean, it's really come as quite a shock to me that there's this level of really hatred and violence from the left. I always thought the left, or the Democrats, were supposed to be the party of empathy, the party of caring, and yet they're burning down cars, they're firebombing dealerships, they're firing bullets into dealerships, they're just smashing up Teslas. Tesla is a peaceful company. We've never done anything harmful. I've never done anything harmful. I've only done productive things. So.
Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe.
Kanye West tweets out that he and Elon Musk and Donald Trump are the immortals. Here it is. This is crazy. Kanye West thinks Donald Trump, and Elon Musk are going to live forever. Now listen to the specific way he says this, because the vernacular of the word immortals is specifically from Highlander. They are called the Immortals.
Knock on wood, knock on my wooden head.
And like I said, the best way to understand the truth of things is don't take anyone's opinion for it. Look at the source material. It's like, look at what someone actually said, look at what someone actually did, look at the real videos of the situation, and then you'll know what's real.
You're aligned with President Donald Trump, who also is a friend of mine, and that you have identified well over $100 billion of waste, fraud, abuse that our federal government never should have been spending. Is that what it comes down to?
Yeah, it turns out when you take away people's, the money they're receiving fraudulently, they get very upset, and they basically want to kill me because I'm stopping their fraud, and they want to hurt Tesla because we're stopping this terrible waste and corruption in the government, and Well, I guess they're bad people. Bad people will do bad things.